Telephone pole and mailbox, because I've lived there for 52 years. So, in fact, we had bay flight one time actually land in the median because somebody hit the telephone pole. My mailbox is now on the other side. It's been on the other side of the telephone pole for about 30 some odd years because of how many times the mailbox was taken out. Now they have to go through the telephone pole to get to the mailbox. So, but, like even there at Clown Lafayette, you got a bunch of the speed bumps right in a row. So they drive fast up to it, then they meander over it, and then after it, then they zoom down to the end.
To the next one.
I know, it's just like, what is the purpose?
Well, one
We had
problem,
no,
I bet it's Chip's fault. Chip was the one
no
who,
wall applications?
no, the other problem.
I'm gonna
with
give
that
an
is
update.
Oh,
In
You gotta
driving
wait
over
for it.
those,
cool.
you get that little sensor in your car that tells you, boy,
Will be
your
on
air
the
pressure
screen.
is low. So geez, I go check the air pressure. All the tires are all
No.
different pressures.
I'll just
now.
say it.
All this modern stuff, you gotta kill a tree here, wouldn't it?
Everybody's gas mileage is all gonna go to hell.
yeah. I know, kind of crazy. So, okay. Well, it looks like it's now 1600, so
Like it.
Monday, July 24th, 1600, meeting called to order. First order of business, obviously, is Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. All right, first item is open forum. Is there anyone here this evening that wishes to address the board in open forum? All right, hearing none, we'll go to the agenda items. The first item is to approve the minutes. What's that?
No, I thought Dave was speaking here. You came to the meeting.
I definitely came to the meeting. I just want to see what's going on with you.
Oh, okay, so you didn't have anything to say at the open forum?
Not today, sir.
I was hoping he was coming in for an application.
He might, who knows? I mean, he's got to join one more thing and run one more
Yeah,
thing in
you
the
can
city.
probe me for something, but we'll,
Yeah.
save that for conversation.
All righty. So the first agenda item is approving the minutes dated April 24th, 2023. Have you all had time to take, all right?
Yep.
All
Second
right,
it.
all right, second, all in favor?
All right,
Any opposed? All right. First item complete. Memorial Day ceremony highlights, second agenda item. I was gonna say Chip, but no, you're passing the buck.
Is this on yet? It's on. So for, well, the highlights, I mean, what did you think the highlights were for Memorial Day?
Oh, very well attended. I thought it was, yeah, everything was done really well. I think it was well attended. I thought it flowed really, really well. I didn't.
The national anthem was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear any complaints from anybody at all, and it
Good.
just sounded really good. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's just it's kind of like we've got a template for it now.
Yeah.
So it's, we'll tweak it a little bit at Veterans Day. I don't think I'll have the bagpipers for that one. But for the most part, we've kind of got it down to a nice little template, and the people that come, like the vendors and the VFWs there, these are all people that really want to be there. So
Yeah.
it's not hard. These are the easiest, really, events that we have in the city because so many people want to take part in it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm appreciative of the color guard, which actually comes from many times some other city, and it might be over in Safety Harbor, or they might be coming from Tampa, but they come here to do their thing.
Yeah, Alonzo High School does a great job, and they really like doing it, so.
and maybe our VFW will finally have a color court at some point, and then,
You know, if I'd have some of my members show up.
it's so hard to put those groups together anymore. Even in my last days and, when I was in the reserve still, and you would have those groups sometimes fill in if we couldn't, but there's so few now even of those color guard groups, even for funerals to fill in from from all those different organizations anymore. It's a shame.
Is there anything that you'd like to see that we're not doing for these events?
You know, it seems like we've worked out all the gremlins, if you will, you know, little different things here and there, and I think you know, the flow always goes, you know, extremely well. I know a few years ago, we did a flag folding ceremony, you know, so we may want to do that again sometime. You know, especially if, it's great when we have the Gold Star mothers when they do their presentation, but, you know, so that we're not doing the same thing every single year, you know, maybe we can, you know, do something else, like that, you know, down the road too.
I thought the county commissioners did a great job coming up there and speaking, whoever was there. Ms. Flowers was really good speech. And it was all really nice. They all went really smooth, kept it to a couple-minute minimum or
Yeah.
whatever, so
Yeah.
it was very positive.
And I thought the general did a great job too.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the local VFW signed in their new officers.
They did, yep.
That's awesome.
John, if you're taking recommendations, I have one, and that's, the row of vendors is fantastic. The concern that I had is the bald eagle that's there, big, beautiful, majestic, amazing, also an attention grabber. So during some of the highlights of the ceremony itself, and some of the, you know, well thought out kind of moments during the ceremony, the bird was doing its thing on the side. So we missed out on some of the tranquil pieces there. So I would recommend maybe putting, you know, the bald eagle on the other side of it, or a little bit further back, so it's not in the direct line of sight. So that way the focus is on the intent for the ceremony and the wreath laying, and not the bird upset.
Being a bird.
Being a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, any other Memorial Day comments or anything?
Well, another thing this year was, I think Chip, you provided transportation from the nursing home for those people who were,
No, we offered, we reached out to them and just to let them know we were having the event, but that was pretty much where it ended.
yeah, I did see at the end of it there was a van there with.
Yeah, that was theirs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
was
they
it.
have their own transportation. I
Well,
think that's how they
the
came,
people at
so.
least got out and they got to get to the event.
Yeah. Yeah, we make it a point to make sure that they're, you know, as involved as they want to be.
Yeah, awesome. And the sound, again, is amazing.
Thank you.
Great system, great system. Okay, the next ceremony is, of course, Veterans Day. And so assign a liaison for the Veterans Day ceremony planning.
I just took the last one.
Did you? Yeah. You know, these guys do like 99.9% that it really now anymore. I mean, we used to, you know,
Yeah.
used to fall on us to get a speaker and to, you know,
about the only thing
line
we
up
have
all
to do,
these things
basically.
and everything. And because
But-
you guys, you know, do
mean-
all of it,
Since it's so well done by the city, and they, like you said, you have the footprint now for everything, so basically all the liaison is end up doing is getting a speaker, right?
well, no, we don't even do that any,
No, we get some input. You know, you guys helped us out this last time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, that, if you could help us with that, that would be a big piece of the puzzle.
okay, all right. Yeah, we'll do,
Would you, do you want a theme for Veterans Day? For a speaker?
well, I don't know how, you know, I mean, the theme is Veterans Day, right? So you really don't pare it down any further than that. We just, whoever we have as a speaker, you know, kind of lay the groundwork ahead of time to make sure that it's, you know, just Veterans Day and nonpartisan and, you know, don't bring politics in it or anything like that. And, you know, as long as we choose somebody that, you know, can do that, and I think we're in good shape normally for these now going forward.
Okay.
But I can be the liaison. I'll see if I got some ideas to hit somebody up to be a guest speaker for this one. unless you've had some other people that we've looked at in the
Well,
past.
when the general was speaking prior to going up in his speech, and
Yeah.
we were going over who said what when, he says that McDill actually has a bank of speakers
Oh, really?
on there. And he says, as a matter of fact, the speech is already written for them. And especially for your higher officers, they said they just go out there and it's the same speech that they've been given for the last 20, 30 years or however they've been in that position as a PR person for.
Yeah, that makes
Yes, sir.
sense if it's official, because even when I was in the reserves, and we would get sent out the email that if you're doing any speaking engagements, here is the approved speech.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so they do have the approved speech,
Yeah.
whether it be Memorial Day, Veterans Day ceremony,
Yep.
funeral or promotion. It's just, okay, here's the book, what it was, so it's just a matter, I don't have contacts like I used to at McDill anymore.
Do they
But-
just, do they just speakers list as well?
He said they do have a speakers
Yeah.
lit,
List, not
Yeah.
just the speeches, right?
well, they do have both.
They have a list of speakers, yeah.
They have a list of speakers, and they have the theme for it, whatever ceremony they have, just open up the book, go over your notes, and,
yeah. Yeah, I can reach out to the PR over at McDill and see if they have a list of speakers that would,
he said the thing was just get them early enough.
yeah,
He said, come Veterans Day, Memorial Day, the speakers in quite big demand,
yeah.
so, to make sure you have somebody.
Okay, perfect. All right, good deal. Anything else, any changes or anything for Veterans Day? I think, that's another cookie cutter, pretty locked in for that. Okay. Veterans Wall application update. So we got something else in here. So what is the update?
So I have the update for you. I just wanted, as we're getting close, I just wanted to go ahead and provide an update on how we've been doing with applications for the wall.
Oh, okay, I thought it meant that the application
and
was
then,
different or something.
No, I also put it in there just as a reminder.
Okay,
I did put a deadline on there for September 8th.
Okay.
Just so that if people want to be on the wall this year, they know, okay, I need to get it in by September 8th. So that staff has enough time to review them, to make sure that the requirements are met, and then prepare the packets for the September meeting.
okay.
And then for the amount of applications, so far we've received 18 applications for the wall, so we're doing great.
Yeah,
We have just, as this last week, created a page on the website for the Veterans Wall. That is under, I believe it's under the city clerk. So if you go to government and then city clerk, it will be under Veterans Wall. And there is a direct link to the application.
okay,
And then on Friday, staff did a Facebook post for the wall to advertise it. And after that post, we got 3 applications over the weekend.
nice.
Great.
So that was a great marketing from staff. And that is the update I had.
Very good. Awesome. I know in the past on the wall, there was some, names that were like faded or whatever, and did they come in and fix all those? Yeah.
Yes, before we engraved last year, we had the names touched up, and at Memorial Day this year, and obviously from year to year, different names will fade depending on where they are situated on the wall and where they face, and recognize that there were some others that were in need of touch-up, so Mike and I will take a look at those, and we'll get those upgraded as well.
Awesome. It always looks so great over there. Oh, wonderful. All right, any other comments on the Veterans Wall?
None.
All right, board comments. John?
Well, it looked like these events, they get bigger and bigger every year, and you could always say after every one, "Wait, it was the best one yet."
We did get some good numbers. We had some really good numbers. Weather held out for us. Everything was good.
Yeah, it was very well attended, which was, pretty awesome. Mark?
I have none other than, the last time we talked, or even at the Memorial Day ceremony, Bailey was kind of looking around to see if her little, library box was up.
Well, we had talked with her a little bit about, because we want to come up with the design for it, and we had talked about how it would be constructed. I was talking with Michael about it, and whether or not maybe we make it a service project as well, maybe including something like the Boy Scouts or somebody who might want to do a service project and help to build that. So that was kind of an idea, actually Mike came up with about having the Boy Scouts involved. So maybe that's something, if you guys think that's a good idea, we can include them. And then, like I said, we had just talked with Alexis's transition with the transition from Alexis to Mike. Now Mike's assuming all of those projects, so there may be a little bit of a lag on that. But we were talking today of trying to have that in place by Veterans Day.
Okay. Who built the other ones?
They were here before me. I do not know.
Really?
Yeah, they were here before I started.
Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the Boy Scout troop here in Oldsmar folded a few years back.
Okay.
And the one in Safety Harbor to Espirito Santo, they just folded. But there are other troops that are still, still going strong. It's just that the two closest ones are no longer, unfortunately.
We could
but-
maybe even utilize.
But we
as
definitely
Kristen
reach
said.
out to them. I mean, there's a lot of times boys looking for, Eagle projects. So
Okay.
what I can do is actually reach out to the Eagle. There's like Eagle Mentor. They're the ones that work with the different troops, and let them know that there is a potential Eagle project here in Oldsmar, and should I list you as a contact or who?
You can put Mike on there.
Mike? Mike, what's your last name again? Sorry.
Last name is Lavery, that's L-A-V like Victor, R-Y.
E-R-Y. And what's your number? What phone number do I have?
His is 813-749-1263.
1263. All right. All right, I'll reach out to them and tell them to, give you a call, reference the, potential Eagle project. That'll be good. Okay. Anything else, Mark?
I have none.
Okay. Again, every one of these ceremonies are just so well put together now. I mean, we've been doing them for many, many, many years, but just the little tweaks along the way have just gotten so much better. And especially, ever since we went to the full big tent and having everybody underneath that and the sun off of them. It's funny though, you still have people that'll arrive, whether it's golf carts or chairs or whatever, which is fine, but they'll end up sitting like in front, like this way, and then I had somebody, come up and say, well, we couldn't hear really well. I said, well, where were you? Well, we were over there. I go, well, the speakers are not facing that way, so you need to come to the back so that you can hear better or whatever. So, yeah, lots of speakers. Throw another one a different direction. So, all right, but yeah. So that was great. Park looks great as always, and one of the comments I made last time was that I was going to be cleaning up the statue with my son. We bought this stuff to do it and everything. And every single time it seemed that we were, that he and I got our schedules together well, it ended up being bad weather that weekend or whatever. So we have that special wax and have everything. So we're still planning on getting that done. So definitely want to have that done before Veterans Day. So it looks really nice out there. So we'll probably do that, and then also the white part of it, paint that again. We've done in the past, so.
Okay. I did have a additional, question that on the Dunedin Purple Heart organization that I belong to or whatever, one or two gentlemen wanted their names over by the Purple Heart Memorial as compared to just be randomly.
Oh, okay. On the bricks.
Yeah,
Oh,
When they buy the bricks, yeah.
on the bricks, and there was a little confusion, like somebody said, oh, you can only get it next in line, or we have a section where the next one goes, or whatever. Is there a problem having them placed over by the memorial?
To be honest with you, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay,
I think it's just been standard, those weren't there initially,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
they were added later on. So I think if somebody desired that, if it
Well,
was,
he had heard different scenarios. One was that, oh, we're gonna place it here, or, oh, no, it just goes in line with where the other ones were. So that was, like I said, I had two people that were interested in purchasing bricks, and they wanted them.
if they wanted them by the Purple Heart Monument, then sure, I have no
Okay.
problem with that.
Good.
Yeah.
Who's it go through? Does it just go
Karen
through some?
Beal.
Karen, okay. Just maybe let Karen know that Chip said, hey, doesn't matter where we put them.
Yeah.
They want to put somewhere, put it there.
We'll mention that to her when we get back to the office as
Okay,
well.
she's awesome, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I stopped up there this morning checking out the bricks and some of the previous things, like that war memorial with all the different services on there.
Mhm.
Gee, that thing looks like, you couldn't have done a better job on that thing.
Oh, it's beautiful over there.
And then even you saying, doing the cleaning, I think the rest of that, I'm thinking, boy, you did a good job here. So,
I think the rain helped a little bit, but we want to make it look even nicer.
you guys must have been doing something before.
Yeah, we'll take any rain.
Um,
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Concerning Purple Heart Day. Because I know we did the initial Purple Heart ceremony.
Right.
And I think we talked about every 5 years
I was-
after that.
I was thinking about every 5 years,
So
but,
that would be coming up next year. Or is that something we want to start to consider?
I don't know, I talked to Felicia and being, with, Purple Heart actually falls between Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
Correct.
And I said it was nice when we started out, but there's a Purple Heart ceremony down in Dunedin,
Yes.
which is really big, and that's the only thing they do,
Okay.
okay? So I didn't have a problem saying, okay, I know we were doing, it was 5 years since the last one. Instead of doing it every 5 years, we can do it 10 years or longer. Just
Okay.
because of the,
Not taken away from the only
Right.
one that they do, you
yeah,
mean? Yeah,
well,
that makes
and
sense.
then Dunedin was the first Purple Heart city in Florida. So that was
Understand.
their quote claim, although we were second.
Right.
But it came up there. So, yeah, when I talked, last time I talked to Felicia, and it was about the other war memorial that they put up there, I says I didn't have a problem just putting it off.
And you don't have a problem with not having to do an ad hoc ceremony in between?
I
Plead
mean,
the fifth
I
on
guess
that.
that was, I guess that never fell into the planning stage, that kind of when it was. Between Memorial, you have a Memorial Day.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying.
A
Right.
month later, too, you have,
Right.
then you have the Veterans Day, kind of taxing on the city and/or the people coming, like,
Right.
how many events do we come to?
Kind of waters it down a little bit instead of
Yeah,
having
it waters
the
the
two
other two down, so I didn't have a
more
problem.
major. Okay. Sounds good. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
All right, cool.
Ask a quick question, is there a way, I mean, since you're here too, we can tie it into one of the other events as well.
I,
Do you want to, can we have
Uh,
a section in there for that, or?
in a
Just an
quick answer,
acknowledgement?
in a quick answer, I'd say no. Just because,
Yeah, it stands on its own and
just
doesn't even.
because what it is, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So.
that makes sense. The one last thing that I had is, so first of all, you said we do have Dane told us he's on military training, so that's why he's not here today, right?
Yes.
And you didn't get anything from Frank, though?
No, I did not.
Okay, and then it's next meeting that will prove Dane's not today, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll prove it
okay.
at the next meeting.
And then, we do have, when we do have someone that's not here, we have two vacancies, for both of our alternates. And we have applications in the pipeline?
I believe we've received one. Have you applied?
I did not.
Okay, sorry.
So we'll try to twist his arm afterwards, maybe we'll have a couple of applications
While
next
you're
time.
here.
Yeah. So, so if we can potentially at least get that one application on for, next meeting's agenda, to take a look at that person that applied. You said we have one application, right?
Yes, we have one application, but that would go to council for their consideration.
No, that actually comes to us first, and then they come through here, and then once we approve them, then it goes to,
Okay,
the
I'll
city
take a
council.
look at that, I'll take a look at that resolution or whatever, has put that process in place, because I'm currently doing a new board appointment procedure, so I'll just
Okay.
make sure that where the applications would go to council. So I will
Yeah, if something's
take a look
changed,
to
then
make sure
you
that.
let us know, because
Yeah, I will.
it's
I'll take a
always
look.
came through the board first.
Yeah, I will take a look at that resolution to see what the resolution I'm proposing would do.
Okay. And then, of course, next meeting, be a little bit busier meeting because we'll have all the wall applications to approve. But if we can get any of the applications for the vacancies through on that next agenda, then that'll be good that we can get more people on the bench up here.
And as a question, I guess maybe to save a tree or whatever, since you have the applications up and we have the screens in front of us, is it possible just to put them up on the computer? I mean, like when we have the Board of Adjustment or whatever, we have the agenda, we have everything up there. We have the application, we have the reasons for and against, and we have the plans up there. So I didn't know if it would be possible to.
It's definitely possible to show the application. It might be a little hard to show all of it, and sometimes they're 2 pages. But I'll definitely have some stuff for the screen. You can also let me know, everyone can let me know if they want to look at it electronically or if they want because some people might want a hard copy. So I could still do hard copies if you want one. I can just put it in the email for the next meeting. Let me know if you don't want a hard copy.
Okay.
And then I'll get as much on the screen as we can.
No, that sounds great. As long as we're able to see all the information, I don't have a problem with that to save some trees.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right, anything else?
No, like I said, I guess we solicit for members or even alternate members. Did the other lady, the teen member also, did she resign?
Bailey's not resigned. She just was unable
No,
to
I know.
attend. Oh,
Yeah, the other one now shows vacant. Did she?
yes, we only have one team member right now. The other's vacant.
Okay, so what went out for teen members? How did that become solicited? How did they decide that we were going to have team members, or who put it out, or?
We could just advertise that we have an opening.
Okay. I didn't know how we started with the first.
Yeah, I think it was the same way.
I don't know the history.
I think when I don't remember if someone approached us or if it was just advertised like we do the other ones that we have an opening.
It might be, you could put it in that quarterly magazine the city puts out. I know, you did a special just on this board here, and, geez, it probably had 3 or 4 pages in there, and a cover sheet and all that, and, I think that was a good advertisement for this thing by itself here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like you said, I think the Facebook is a good place also because you even got people for the wall there, and everybody consumes social media now, so you put it there, and if somebody's interested, then, then they'll come on over, so. All right, very good. All right, if no further board comments, or any city comments? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion made.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Nope. All right, next meeting is Monday, September 25th